Lurks in the shadows, behind the scenes, searching for the truth that lies between the screens. Broken hearts, lost stories, if it's a lie, if a twisted turn falls in dim lit lights.
All right, folks, MJ here. Welcome back to MJ on Crime. Today, we're going back to 1982, Chicago, late September. If you were around then, you remember the panic. If you weren't, let me paint the picture. 7 people, healthy 1 minute, gone the next. I mean, dead. The first was Mary Kellerman, just 12 years old, who took some extra strength Tylenol for a cold and never woke up. Now, that same day, Adam Janis, 27, drops dead out of nowhere. His family comes together to mourn, and unbelievably, his brother Stanley and sister-in-law Teresa also die after taking Tylenol from the same bottle. I mean, can you imagine what the hell is going on? You're grieving. You reach for something as basic as a painkiller. And that's 2 more family members have just gone dead. In total, 7 lives were lost between September 29th and October 1st. All from the same everyday medicine sitting on the drugstore shelf and family medicine cabinets. Now, here's where it gets even more twisted. The killer didn't work at the factory, didn't sneak into the supply chain. No, they bought or stole Tylenol off the shelf, took it home, opened the capsules, dumped in cyanide, enough to kill a horse, put them back together, and then returned the bottles to different stores around Chicago. So you got these random lethal time bombs just sitting there, waiting for some unsuspecting person to pick them up. No way to know, no warning, nothing. It's the kind of thing that makes you look twice at every bottle in your medicine cabinet, even now. The city went into full-blown crisis mode. Johnson & Johnson, the company behind Tylenol, pulled off what was, at the time, the biggest product recall in U.S. history. 31 million bottles gone from shelves overnight. Cost them millions. A cool 100 million is the estimate. Well, but honestly, what choice did they have? Like, the public was terrified. You couldn't trust a bottle of Tylenol, and that stuff was everywhere. The most popular pain reliever in America. Now there was a suspect, James W. Lewis. He sent this extortion letter to Johnson & Johnson, demanding $1 million to stop the killing. They caught him, all right, and he served 13 years in federal prison for extortion. But as for the murders, never charged, not enough evidence. Lewis always denied it right up until his death in 2023. And, the case is still officially open, unsolved. All that manpower, all those resources, and still no one behind bars for those 7 deaths. It's one of those cases that haunts law enforcement. You do everything right, and sometimes the answers just don't come. Leads dry up, no clear culprits. You say a little prayer, ask for a bit of help from the big guy for justice. Why was this case so tough to crack? Well, for starters, the method was genius in a sick way. The killer used the public as a means of delivery. No fingerprints, not many cameras in stores back then, no DNA. The capsules were tampered with after they hit the shelves, so there was no way to trace them back to a single factory or shipment. And the randomness, different stores, different neighborhoods, made it almost impossible to find a pattern. It's chasing a ghost. But here's the thing. Out of all that tragedy, something big changed. Congress passed the Tylenol bill in '83, making it a federal crime to mess with consumer products. The FDA stepped in too, and suddenly every over-the-counter med had to have tamper-evident packaging. Those foil seals and plastic wraps you got to fight with to open a bottle, and that's because of Tylenol. Johnson & Johnson set the standard for how a company should respond to a crisis: fast, transparent, and with no cutting corners. It's a playbook companies still use today. I mean, think about it. Do you remember the Bluebell ice cream recall in 2015? Different product, but the way they handled it, pulling everything off the shelves, that's the Tylenol legacy in action. Act fast, people over profits, keep and build consumer trust. And the fascination with this case never really faded. Netflix just dropped a docuseries in 2025, Cold Case: The Tylenol Murders. They even secured the last interview with James Lewis before he passed away. People are still obsessed, still asking, who did it? I got to say, in law enforcement circles, this is the one that got away. You bring it up and everyone's got a theory, but no one's got the answer. It's like the Jack the Ripper case we talked about a while back. Some mysteries stick with you and the wounds are still there, still raw. So next time you pop open a bottle of anything, Tylenol, vitamins, whatever, take a second to notice that seal. It's there because of 7 people in Chicago who never saw it coming. That's the legacy. All right, that's it for today. We'll be back soon, digging into another case that changed the rules. Stay sharp, stay curious, and remember, every crime has a story. My mission, tell it.
Whispers in the shadows, behind the scenes, searching for the truth that lies between the screens. Broken hearts, lost stories, flickers in light. Every twisted turn unfolds in dim midnight lights. Darker journey where the secrets hide. Footsteps echo softly as we seek the light. Voices of the past call, whispers on the breeze, digging through the layers with every chain tease.